Hey y'all, what's up? So we are back with Put a Ring on It. This is a new season, season 4, episode 1. New Doctor, who's this? And yes, y'all see the pictures down below. I'll introduce them after the intro. We have a new coach and 3 new couples and more new drama. Check it. Hey, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You're watching my channel, Mizzle14, and I'm back with a review of Put a Ring on It, season 4, episode 1. New Doctor, who's this? So, those y'all know, I have been watching Put a Ring on It since season 1. And I think I started reviewing Put a Ring on It, I think started season 2. I'm not sure if I reviewed season 1. I probably watched it, but I didn't start reviewing it until later, probably season 2. Nonetheless, I have been reviewing Put a Ring on It. I know I reviewed all last season, but I think I started reviewing it season 2. But I have really enjoyed it. And sometimes I feel like they play like in the face of some of these couples because I feel like some of them should not be together. But we do get different it, it, um we get different stories and different paths these people take in storylines and expectations and differences and stuff that these people's going through, and we get to see it. And sometimes some of the couple we realize, you know what, y'all should never been together. I don't know how y'all lasted this long, and so what? And then I say, you know what, if y'all tweak a little bit things in your relationship, y'all can make it work. But baby, this experiment it shows something because it's different. Now I know y'all see that what's going on. I didn't realize this picture was this much, so I'm gonna keep the pictures as it is now, and y'all just hear my voice, and y'all can hope y'all can hear it. And next time I do a video, it will be a little bit shorter, so you can see my face more. So just bear with me. It's the first time I didn't realize it was that big, but I want y'all to see the visuals, so if y'all know who I'm talking about, y'all can see who I'm talking about exactly. So let's start from here. This is a new coach, Dr. Stacy J. Johnson. She said she's from Memphis, Tennessee. She's been a relationship coach. She graduated from. Oh, hold up. Oh, don't know what she might graduate from. Don't know she graduated from, but she said she Memphis, Tennessee. She's a relationship coach. She's been years and years of experiences helping people, couples like them. And what make her go to the route of relationship coach and be the expert therapist. And then she said her mom dated like married 5 times. Her grandma married like 3 times. Her father married multiple times. So she been in a family that been married multiple times. So she get to see how it is in the turmoil, ups and downs, and the trials and tribulations of marriages. And then she said, well, her mom passed around while she was the 50s, something to say like that. She just wanted to show her children that love still works, and love is real, and love works. And that's what she wanted to instill on them, to help them work and do this process to put a ring on it. Now, if you are first time watching Put a Ring on It and you do not know the concept of the show, what is it? Hold on. Let me see. What is it is that there are 3 couple that's in a social experiment. It's a social experiment where they spend like 9 weeks in talking to the therapist and the counselor gets helping in their marriage. As well, they going through their trials and tribulations and see how if they work it in their marriage and whether they're going to make the decision to be together or not. They going through dating, and each week they date couples. They date singles, and they go out on dates. Sometimes they be multiple times, sometimes be one time, but they go on different dates throughout the week to see if what they are getting from the dates is missing in their relationship, and what can they get from the dates that can help foster and make a change in the relationship so they can make that final decision at the end of the 9 weeks or so when they're going to put a ring on it or walk their separate ways. And as the 3 seasons so far, we got couples that stay together, we got couples that decide to walk their separate ways, and we got couples that yeah, that just kind of left the process and they said, done, we ain't going on. We're not doing no engagement, nothing like that. Like Lexa, you remember Lexa and Damon last season? I think I forget his name. But they was something else last week. That was been together for 14 years. I think Darius. I think that's his name, Lexia Darius. And it was too much. It was too much. She decided that to leave each other because it's too much. And you know, remember last season, Kenneth was Shorty? And I like how Dr. Nicola Beach handled that situation because, you know, he was stalking. He was doing a lot of stuff. He would take a picture of his bank statements, and, you know, all that. And she had to let him go. And she kind of got on the show to get away from him. But, you know, a lot of people was female identified, was on Kenneth's side. I said, no, Shorty's the one that's a victim here. We're not going to play these games, all right? But I like her approach. I like her already. She, to me, after this one episode, based on the last 3 seasons when we got Nicola Beach, I feel like she's the real. She does things differently, and she going to give you the truth and not sugarcoat things. So I'm happy for her. Couple number 1 is Chance and Dunbar. They've been together for 1 year. That's it. Next, we got Joya and Joshua. Joya and Joshua. They've been together, dated for 2 years. And then we got Ricky and Catherine. Ricky and Catherine, and they've been together for 2 years. So 2 years, 2 years, 1 year. And I was like, okay. Granted, maybe why they want to take that next step and rush it into marriage this quickly. Because I'm like, my timeline, everybody got their own timeline. And I'm not going to say when you should get married and not like that. That's on you. But I feel like don't rush it. Get to know the person and get to know as much information you can that you, once you decide to marry them, you know enough to know that this person is to be right for you. Of children, of finance, of traveling, of how you want the household, the droves, anything, all that buzz, that big things you need to know that. And sometimes people don't get that. They just rush it and then learn in the process and realize that the people they was with was they was dating, he was showing the representative and not their real self. And that's to be scary. So the fact that they was all under 3 years, it was something else. I feel like if I'm going in a relationship with someone, I want at least be in a relationship at least 3 years of dating and being together exclusively. And then after the 3rd year, or during the 3rd year, past the 3rd year mark or more, that if you want to engage, then we could get engaged. It's like that. But we had to at least be in a together relationship for 3 years. That's my thing. I want to. I don't want to rush. I want to be in a relationship for 3 years. And then after that, if we want to get married, then we can move on for that extra stuff. And also another thing about me, children. I'm not having a children as a single parent. I don't want to be a single parent because I grew up in a single parent household. So I don't want to raise no child by myself. If I decide to have a children and we got to be a partner and we decide to have children together, I'm open to it. And let's have children. Whether we adopt, foster care, whatever, we're going to have a children together. But it got to be at least both of us. We can't have one parent. No, I'm not having that. So I'm open to that. So it's just things that I have a conversation with whoever my partner is or whoever it is. Or you can see my videos. You can watch mine and get your opinions on your cheat sheet about me based on my videos. So let's get into this. Let's get into this drama and everything because I ain't trying to make the video too long, but I'm trying to introduce their couples with some of their issue are and how they handle the dates so far and my little opinions of it. So let's start here and then work our way over this way. Let's start with Catherine and Ricky. So they've been together for 2 years and they know each other since 2012. But her grandma got sick and everything. She had to take her grandma. So they've been friends for a long time. For like 10 years, they haven't been knowing each other like that. So they couldn't do the long distance because he didn't think it was right for the long distance. And to be honest, I don't think long distance for me will work for me as well. I need to have the intimacy and to have the closeness. My love language is quality time. So long distance relationship would not work for me. It would not work for me at all. So I couldn't do with having a long distance if I especially want to spend quality time, right? So it wouldn't work as well. So I understand that. But they've been friends for like 10 years. And then after the 10 years later, they decided to reintroduce themselves and be in a relationship like the end of last year. So they've been in a relationship 2 years. And she want to take the next step. So she's known him for so long. And she said they be lacking a romantic apartment. So baby, he not being romantic enough. He not taking you out on dates as much. Because when her date came through, Mark, he said it's been a while since he took Catherine out on a date. I said, why you wouldn't mention that to the date? Because now you go get him leg of knowing that you haven't been romantic or showing and doing things intentionally for your wife to make sure you understand you appreciate her. It's like you just basically taking advantage as well. So they, yeah, like I said, they've been friends for so long, and he'd been married before. He was in a previous relationship. He'd been married and then not worked out. So because he'd been married before, I think he's taking a slower time and not jumping into another marriage because he had a failed marriage. So, but my part is, what work have you been doing since the marriage failed that you go work on building on lasting with her? And I feel like he had to be putting in the work. And he just using that, oh, I've been married before, I know what it is, and he tried throwing his jabs out. You don't know what you want because I know what it is. Like he's an expert. Like she don't know what she wants in a marriage. She didn't find out and this like that. She don't know what she's doing and what it is because you've been married, so you know you an expert. No, at the end of the day, your marriage fell for a reason. So I'm not blaming you, but it takes two to marriage to fail. So if the marriage, it takes two for marriage to fail, then what in your marriage that you had divorced in that failed that you contributed to? Because he just said it was infidelity, it said it was a lot of things, and I don't know if it was in her part, on his part. We don't know the details. But his marriage failed. So that's probably the reason why he's kind of hesitant to move forward in the past. But I say, if you know this girl for 10 years and y'all been friends, it's like that. And I was like, Catherine, don't be rushing him to marry you if he's not really stepping up in a romance department, not really taking you out, not taking you seriously. What is going on? Do you want to be married with someone so bad because y'all it's familiarity, or you realize he's the one? And if he's the one, then he needs to step forward and show a better self, a version of himself, work on himself to be a better person. Because if you're gonna stand there and act like that marriage failed and it's gonna stifle him for moving forward, then he needs to get some counseling and work on himself before y'all decided to be he decided to be your husband. And you don't want him to be halfway full in your relationship. You don't want that. You don't want someone who showed their half representative instead of showing it for himself. You want him to be completely whole for him to be your husband. And that means in not in one aspect. It gotta be spiritually, financially, mentally, emotionally, socially, all that stuff needs to be a complete package for you being your husband. So if he had been in a failed marriage and he's taking his time with you, then he needs to work on himself. If he's not taking that aspect of going therapy and counseling to work on himself, to work on his relationship, to be better for him and you, then we no need to step down that road. So I hope that in this process, you find out what you can learn from these dates that could make you feel have a better light and understanding in your relationship. So she went on a date with Mark, and Mark bought flowers. And the last time he gave Catherine flowers was Valentine's Day. And I don't know when this got taped and when this got filmed, but it seemed like it been a while because he don't really do that. And so that's love. So when he opened the door, he said, "Just take her out, having a good time. It's been a while since I take her on a date." He said, "So you haven't taken her on a date?" He said, "Yeah, I do here and there." I said, "No, you just kind of blew your whole spot up. You haven't been taken out on a date like that because you lacking a romance department." Because she said it. So I was like, okay. So Mark said he big on tokens and show the person he appreciated of them. And I said, you know what, that is great. I love it. I love it. It's like that's something you need to show the attentions that this person cares. And yes, if my love language quality time, that I just need to see that you are caring about me as much as I care about you. And it seems like a lot of people don't do that these days. It's like I'm screaming at the top of my lung, quality time, quality time, quality time. And you don't spend no time. And you think I'm gonna foster something for you? No, that thing gonna go away. So yes, Ricky has a kid, and that's all we know for so far. He has a kid, and that's it. But that's the only relationship. So we didn't get much because the episode ended with Dr. Stacey Johnson going after Dunbar and Chance, and that's gonna keep them last. So we're gonna get the rest of their information and how they handle things at the well. So we didn't get to see her update with him and how her date went with Mark because we didn't get that conversation. So it wasn't that much going on with their relationship. But hopefully that he works on himself to be a better person, and we will see what more brings out. Because as the season go on, more issues will rises, and then we could see how their relationship flourishes and why they're not taking that next step. Next is Joya and Joshua. This is Joya. This is Joshua. That's Catherine. That's Ricky. All right, y'all know. And Joya and Joshua, they've been together for 2 years. They have fun together. They travel around together. And Joya says she has a son. And we don't get to his side. I don't know if he got any children or not, but I guess we'll find out later on if he does have children. But one of the issues that they have is that he said he will wait two and a half to 3 years to have children. And she said, "You pushing me to 40, bro, and I can't have that. I want children." And she basically wants children sooner rather than later. Because as the older you get as a woman, it's like that. It decrease the chances of you conceiving and having baby. Doesn't mean that it can't be done, because a lot of ladies are having babies at late age in their lives and they have healthy babies. So it's not like it can't be done. But mostly is average. It's a harder time and a bigger risk as you get older and you're not having kids. So they want you to have kids a little bit younger so you may be able to. So she don't want to waste her time with him if he gonna keep dragging her along with kids and it doesn't happen. So my thing is like, is he really want kids or not? And if he does, and he want to wait the later on in life, I said it's fine. You don't rush to have kids. Let's make sure you have at least stability. But knowing that she really wants it now, you gotta be ready to take that step if you want to go for it. So y'all both in the same different direction with this kids thing, and y'all need to be the same page. She said she want to start the baby process in the end of next year. So he looking down. He said, "Pressure. Be ready, cause that's her timeline. If she have her way, that's what she wants to start. So she don't want to wait that long." Now I don't know if she said she want to have kids after marriage, but I know she want to look forward to marriage and be with him. But kids is strongly desired she wants, and she's not getting any younger, so she wants to exploit more than possible. So she like romantic things like picnic, because I think she kind of like hinted to Joshua about doing picnics and stuff like that. That's like a romantic thing, and she likes that. And I think he haven't really took a step and forward to do things of that nature. So it's like, Joshua, you gotta understand what she likes. And she likes things, simple things like that, picnics and stuff. Make it happen. Doesn't make some fruits, do some sandwiches, get some salads, and call it a freaking day. What's wrong with you? Get a bottle of champagne and some wine and do it. Like, what is wrong with y'all making this romantic gestures? Do it. Gosh. So, before she went on her date, they have a conversation. She asked him, let's talk about boundaries. He said, you know what, we this process. We don't need no boundaries. Do what you got to do. I do what I do. And we're going to see how it is at the end of the day, because we got to see it if it work for us at the end. So keep in mind, he said no boundaries. So when she went on a date with this guy named Cal was a 48 years old guy. I mean, he's a good standing guy, but he say a lot of cheesy and one-liners. Oh, girl, you good? I'm here to take your girl. Oh, green you look good in green. Green is my favorite color. And don't know if he's telling the truth or not. Then he said, "Oh, this gonna be soon to be my wife." He would say a lot of things that was so soon and so cheesy. I said, "Okay, you're 48 years old and having these little lines that's not even cute, but it is what it is." But the conversation she had with him, it seemed like he is a nice guy, and he take care. He said he got a kid, and then he take care of 4 others because I guess the parents died, something like that. So he took care of them as his own, even though he's not done biologically. I said, you know what? That's a stand-up person to do that. And I said, even though he's cheesy, but he is still a nice guy, and it seems that for him to take that responsibility, when most fathers don't take that responsibility for like one kid they have, and he takes responsibility for 4 others that's not him biologically, that is commendable. So he had a crumb in his mouth. You know, when you eat, you get crumbs, and it's hard to take off because somebody said you got a crumb right here, and you wipe in your mouth, and you didn't get it off yet. So she said, "Let me do it," and she just wiped him off. He said, "Oh, I want your lips in my mouth. I don't want you hanging out." I said, "Girl, boy, bye." You don't need no lips. Just let her wipe the crumbs off. And I guess he kissed her hand. That's that. So when she came back to the house and she told me she had a good time on her date and everything, and she said, we talk about no boundary. He said, right. She said, well, he had a crumb in his lip, and I took a napkin and wiped him off. Because she said she wouldn't trip over that if a woman do to you, because I wouldn't want her to do that, because you can't be walking around with a freaking food in your mouth and nobody say nothing. So, but he took offense to that. He said, oh, the first date, the first time. I said, I thought you said no boundaries. So this is what I like. Now, in this process, I feel like boundaries should not happen. They should have no boundary. You know why? Because you can't make a great important decision at the end if you set so many boundaries and people not taking this process to the full extent to their potential. Meaning that they are not showing up fully because they got so many boundaries put in place and they're scared of breaking it, so they won't be fully into their dates. I think that if you have no boundaries, let them behave how they behave, and then you find out how they behave without your presence around, and your absence. So doing that, it showcase how much they respect you or not. Whether they get their text numbers, where they text behind the scenes, where they kiss each other, where they hug hands, all that stuff. If you don't have no boundaries, you can see how they move. But placing boundaries, they cannot show up, and they're not being fair in the process. So I agree with no boundary, but don't say no boundaries when you do have boundaries and you're gonna be your feelings when they tell you what they done. So the fact that when she told you she wiped the man crumb and you on your feelings said, oh, I the first date, or and he kissed your hand, he be a gentleman, and stuff like that, or stuff like that. I said, oh, really? So now it's boundaries. So next time you go on this date, you have to discuss and be for real. Oh, I can't have you do this. You can't do that. Can't do this. Can't do that. Be for real and be intentional. Because y'all sitting here acting or stupid about this, no boundaries, and then you in your feelings what she told you, what she done. And I think the stuff that she done wasn't even that big deal to me get upset about. But you know how these men are. They ego fragile when they have other men doing stuff that they're supposed to be doing. Whatever. But y'all sign up for the show. So suck it up and do what you gotta do. And get out your feelings, right? So I was like, so next time have a conversation with boundary and don't keep saying no boundary when it is boundaries. Right now, he said, what if I did that as a kid? She said, oh, that's different. Because don't play with me if you want to. I said, what you going to do then? What you going to do? Because what we not going to do here, y'all both sign up for this process. So if he kiss a girl in the hand like that, just like that, not in her lips, not in her kitty box, he kissing her hand, you going to leave him? Let's be for real. Or you gonna leave him if he does that. So not make a big deal out of small things. Now I would issue that if he go and freak the girl, I would have an issue that he go and have a secret conversation with her and you're not telling me. Secret DMs, sharing pictures, sharing each other's private parts and something like that. That I have an issue with. But kissing the hand is not no big deal. That's me. But oh well, everybody got their own rules and regulations. So when you have this conversation of boundaries of dates, be serious enough and tell her what she shouldn't be doing. So that way she won't cross their boundaries. All right. Move on to the last couple. It's Chance and Dunbar. This couple, baby, it seems like they're gonna be the one the couple. Every season got this one couple that has the most drama, and I feel like this couple will have the drama, or they for play. Because I don't know if they in the show for real, or they had to get exposure. Because I like for me, it feel like they playing our faces, and I don't like that. Y'all been together for 1 year, act like y'all so perfect, and y'all so great for each other, no issues, not like that. He ready to marry you in a dropping a dime. I probably said that wrong, but I don't care. He ready to marry you quickly. If you said let's get married tomorrow, he ready to marry you. I mean, that's kind of red flaggish, but it is what it is. So why are we here if he's ready to marry you? So why are we here? So that means there's something more in this relationship that you are not telling us, and y'all trying to play in our faces like y'all are perfect, y'all good for each other, and y'all perfect and not. Because y'all only been together for 1 year. So how much are y'all ready to get married? And he ready to get married with you while on the show? Why are you on the show? Are you playing for us? Are you taking a spot for someone who really wouldn't be serious seriously because you're not showing us they are serious. Let's go on. So she said he's the best compassionate man as he wants, and he as she ever dated and stuff like that. Now he want her to be more domesticated, and y'all know how that feels. Be more house homie and more housewife. Do more chores, cook more, stay in the home. And we had kids, stay home, take care of the kids. Basically, want a more traditional wife and submissive wife. And he said he wanted a submissive wife. So he trying to get her to the point of becoming that. And she said, I'm not a domesticated woman. I'm not that. And my grandma, she said her mom or grandma told her that you're not a domesticated woman, girl. So I don't know how you gonna deal with men who feel like they will push you in a box of becoming domesticated and being submissive. And I don't think she is a submissive woman. So why are you so hell bent of pushing this narrative to being with him when you know he's this and you know you not? So why are we here dealing with this? Like, come on. If he wants this and you not that type of person, deal with someone who's not traditionalist and deal with someone who's more modernized, and y'all will be working well. Not someone who's in this old school think he's a king and you're the queen and you need to do these chores and rub his feet, wash his clothes, cook his meal. Are you his mama? I'm gonna cook your laundry. I ain't your mama. I ain't your mama. No, I ain't your mama. Basically, she said she don't disagree that she should be more domesticated because she not. So she said she don't agree. She don't disagree what he said that he wanted to be domesticated. She thought, well, I don't disagree. So I said, oh, so you want to be one, and you know, so you just want to try to bend you for your will? Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. So when they talk about boundaries, they didn't even get to the point of talk about boundaries. Because when she had her date, Dunbar acted a whole fool. This is Dunbar. This is Dunbar and this is Chance. Chance is the lady. Dunbar is the guy. He acted a whole fool in this date. Because what he told her, what Stacy told her, he said, listen, you have your way, you have your way. You got to get in the middle of this. Compromise if y'all want to make this work. So somewhere along the line, you got to compromise. You got to come in the middle ground between y'all two relationship. And Chance date was Phil. Not Chance date with Phil. And he was a nice young guy. He got a good head on his shoulder, cute, handsome guy, and everything. He came to the house, Dunbar, looking at him up and down, sizing him up, talk about, oh, don't walk in this house with no shoes on, which is fine because most people you couldn't walk in the house with shoes on. Take your shoes off, it's fine. It's like that. But that's besides the point. You talk about his tight pants and everything. And then you say you clean out the fridge. You want him to bring you some food. I said, what? Food? I said, Phil, if I were Phil, I won't bring him nothing. I said, I don't know who you are, but I'm not bringing you no food at all. You gonna try, you basically shunning him in front of the girl. So she won't take him seriously and move on because it's like, oh, well, if he did all this, my man say he's not the man for me because I can't deal with no man who can't step up and challenge my man. Basically, in her mind, that's what she probably saying. So he was like, okay. And then it would go prayer. He put the prayer, hold my chest, hold my heart. She on behind him, holding him like this. I said, and then he praying. And in the midst of prayer, he said, these same hands that's blessing this situation would be the same hands that would bless your ass. Basically, I said, oh, so you threaten him to prayer? What? You threatened him through prayer. And Phil was like, hold up. He was done at that prayer afterwards. He was like, what? Yes, he was doing the most. I was like, boy, really? Ah, he doing the most. And then, oh, let me put my baby shoes on. Putting the shoes on. And I was like, he very dramatic. Walking the girl out, he said he want to show him the youngest how the things do it. I said, if you think you all that and this everything's great, so why are we here? Walked to the car, got in, all that stuff like that. They have a good, cute date. They have a discussion, and it was fun, and it was fun. They had a good conversation. It's like that. And I said Phil was very attentive when Chance was telling about her story because she said she grew up with her father. Her mom passed away at an early age and everything when she was an early age. So it's like she didn't learn the nurturing side of things, her father's side. So maybe that's how she behaves and everything in some ways, perform to be more unto herself, whatever. All that stuff, she don't have that nurturing side of things. So it's kind of probably affect her how she in her relationships. So if she don't know how to be a woman as much, because I think she's like want to be hard, like I can take care of myself, I can rely on the man, but then you act like we talk to Stacy that he does everything for you, or this docile little lady and doing things for him, but you're not that type of lady. Girl, get out of here. So they came back on a date, and you know what happened? Phil actually brought the food back, and I said, you know what? He's a good dude, but I would not have done that because you bringing food for what? You kind of shunning him. Oh, I could make you do this for me, and he did, and cause he did it because he's a nice guy, but not it couldn't be me, because I would say I ain't bringing no damn food, and what you gonna do? You gonna beat me? So he said, okay, you can see yourself out. And then doing the most. Open the door. He said, oh, come here, girl. Come here. I said, boy, stop being dusty. You being fucking dusty. Do the most in front of the guy. And it's like, you showing your insecurity. Now, you think you all this, and you big and bad, and you show your dominance in front of Phil. It may have worked in front of Phil. It may work against. It may work in your favor. And she might not say yes to the next date for him. But he basically controlling his narrative. And Chance didn't see it. So when Chance and Dunbar brought this up to the Stacy said, what's going on here? She said, oh, Dunbar, what? She said, so are you controlling? He said, oh, he's not controlling me. I said, well, he basically is controlling you. And he said, I have the right to decide who she go on a date with. I had the right to feel like she walking out. I gotta give approval. So I said, oh, you her father then. Oh, he said, oh, he not my father. He doesn't like that, like that. Not like he don't do that to me because he said, I don't mind him being a man because at the day, it's like anybody who walk in the house should respect his boundaries and rules. So I said, no, that's not how the process goes. Y'all both sign up for this process to take it seriously and do the right work to make sure y'all make the right decision at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, he don't get to decide what's going on and how things should be moving. He controlled the narrative, and if he didn't control you directly, he controlling him, so he won't do certain things. So you can develop in the process fully and be immersed in the experience. So that way, it limits your date with him, because now he's thinking about how Dunbar is going to react and what Dunbar wanted, and so it's not what you want and how can you show up. So basically, he's all thinking about him. So he's not showing her fully percentage. So it's kind of limiting your chances of showing up and being in full experiences with your dates. If you're gonna act like this at every one of your dates, he's going. If he don't act like that, he's a slow little boy and not a figure king like he claims to be. And we don't know how the ages are. So anybody asks how old they are, I don't know because we didn't get the ages. So, but I do know he probably was one of the he probably older than the other two men in the stage. And yes, it's that you who I'm the king and everything. She said, I don't know king disrespect under men. And he's like, yes, kings do not disrespect under men. Kings respect under men. If you're a king status, you respect it and you respect people below you because you are a king. You try to have princess and you supposed to protect and show love to the people below you if you feel like you're a king. There's not a monarch age that you can rule over people. You don't disrespect people like that. That's not the way a king is. You don't. And he gonna Dunbar and he gonna Chance. Oh, he don't do that. He does that. I said, girl, get over it. So Stacey said, listen, do you want to get married 5 times? No. So show up in this process because now y'all playing games. She's like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Y'all playing games. And that's why I say, you know what? I'm here for Stacey, Dr. Stacey. Dr. Stacey, I'm here for her. Because she ain't playing with y'all. Don't come here for play. Y'all not here for play. Y'all had to take this seriously. And take this seriously. You want to be a king? You don't do that. You shun the guy and now you think you did everything right. No. And I'm glad that Dr. Stacy called y'all two out on it. Because y'all was acting big fools. Now, I could predict that she will say no to the second date to Phil. She most likely will say no to the second date. Because after they have a date, they get to decide they want a second date with the person or choose someone else. And I'm 100% sure she will choose a second, another person and not a second date with Phil. 100% sure. And if she does second date, I'll be surprised. Because I think next week the men will go on dates. But we'll see. But that was my review of not my love marriage. Oh child. My review of Put a Ring on It. Season 4, episode 1. It was a great premiere. And y'all will stay tuned for weekly reviews of this because I will keep coming back. Next time the pictures will be shorter. So you can see my face more. So y'all just have to bear with me with this video. And I hope y'all can hear everything. So please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel about this episode. This will be aired tomorrow on Monday. If you see this, it will be on Monday. So I appreciate every one of y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section down below. Peace out.